Hello. Welcome back if you've been here before. If not, welcome. This is Infinitely Lily. My name is Maria, and I am a trance channel and intuitive energy reader giving collective energy updates. Today, I am going to actually continue on from yesterday's energy update, energy reading. If you've seen yesterday's video or if you've watched it, you'll know that it was kind of cut a bit short. Spirit kind of guided me to quit a little bit early, just because the energy was so intense. I realized that I had to establish more balance within my energy out, energy in, input, output, and I had to redirect the input energy, I suppose. So that really means that I had to figure out how I can receive energy after putting it out. I've done a lot of meditation to come up with the information that I receive. I have had to go so deep. So the energy that I am putting out there is very deep energy. Therefore, it requires me to receive a lot of energy to continuously put it out. As we know, anything out of balance creates negative energy. So if I'm putting out too much energy and not receiving enough in return, it will just create a negative outcome. So I had to kind of stop, and I went and I set up my Patreon page, which I've been toying with for a few months, but I haven't really put my energy in there, and I put my energy there. So the links will be in every one of my videos. If you want to join us on Patreon, we will do more specific readings and energy updates. They will be text updates as well as video updates in a more private, secluded area. So more apt to tune into your specific situation and just more on a very intimate, personal level. I had to establish that in order to really rebalance the energy, because I could feel myself wanting to talk yesterday and wanting to really continue on with the meditation, with the energy yesterday, and I wasn't able to, because the energy was stopping me because I wasn't able to receive energy. And if I want to do this long term, I need to establish an input output. I'm also putting links to my PayPal, if that is something, if you feel the energy exchange is there, then definitely, I am so grateful for any support in any way like that, ever. Definitely not, it's totally up to you and how you feel. It's just greatly appreciated, of course. All right, so now that my input output is firmly established, I feel the energy can now continue to create on that deep level. I'm able to express to you this deep energy without rather doing more of a surface energy. I'm able to go deeper because I feel that I have started to and putting into balance the input output energy. So yesterday we were talking about how we are clearing the chakras collectively, starting with the root chakra upward. If you haven't watched that video, I'm going to post it, the video, in the pinned comment and in the description box, so you can go there and find it. And we were talking about how we've been moving up, and now we're into the solar plexus chakra. So we've cleared, or are in the process of, but in the final stages of clearing the root chakra, which has been completely out of balance. And I said, if you're on a personal level, this is everything that I speak will be happening. You will generally be able to experience it on a personal level within your intimate relationships, interpersonal, as well as on a collective scale. So maybe in your community, in your country, in your world, you will be able to see these concepts in some way, shape, or form happening in your reality if you were drawn to this video. Right now, there are only a few collective timelines playing out. The last 2 years, there was hundreds of thousands. So to tune into one was quite tricky, to allow it to resonate with everyone. You'd have to put out a lot of timelines. right now, and I feel we are just merging more and more, like funneling up to one energy. There are only a few collective timelines. So I'm going to show you those energies by just reading reading the energy of the collective through clairvoyance, through channeling. It's something we can all learn to do. This is not something that is limited to certain people. This is all very, very accessible to us. Just as animals communicate, they communicate through reading energy. Energy reading really is telepathy of the emotions or the feelings. Empathy, right? We're speaking through empathy rather than words. And we all have these feelings around us that we can tune into and consciously understand. We do it on an unconscious level all day long. So we are reestablishing the root chakra. And I said, if you experience nightmares, that's a great indicator you have imbalances in your root chakra. Insecurities, literally the root chakra is about security, about feeling secure and safe. So if it is unstabilized, you're going to experience instabilities, insecurities, like jealousy, and things like that can come out of there. Abandonment, all of those deep fear of being unsafe in some way. The sacral chakra we talked about yesterday as well, if you want to check that out, but I'll just briefly summarize here so we can go up, is all about intimacy, interpersonal relationships. It's about sensuality, connection on an intimate level, romance, and passion all live, and creativity live inside the sacral chakra. It's also one that's been extraordinarily blocked throughout eons and eons of the masculine ego dominating or ruling the collective, as we know. And now that the divine feminine the authentic divine feminine is rising up, the authentic divine masculine is being forced to surrender its ego and rise up. And this balance that's coming into the world is allowing our chakra systems to heal. Our sacral chakra has been so imbalanced that it turned to the energy of lust. Everything out of balance has its extremes. So on one end of the scale, the extremism of an imbalanced sacral chakra is lust. The other extreme is complete deprivation. So sometimes we think, oh, the world is completely full of lust, we have to go to complete celibacy. That is also an imbalance. This might be a journey that you need to go through. Obviously, if lust or celibacy is on your journey, you will experience them. But I do believe and I do see that those are equal imbalances. And we're coming to an energy in the middle, awakening the true energy of the sacral chakra, the true energy of love and passion, love on a personal level, sharing love with someone. And that is really where we deserve intimate connections. We deserve self-love, self-pleasure. We are completely awoken to the energy to pleasure, of deserving, and all that good stuff. That's all happening now. I'm going to get into that more. We have been clearing that over the last few months, so it's kind of older energy, but it's going to come up again. I know it will cycle through its time, and it will be relevant in the future. Now we are moved up to the solar plexus chakra. That is the center of the soul, I like to say. That's where the purpose is, willpower, confidence, self-worth as well. I have seen that the chakras have actually in the past have become codependent on each other. This one lacked something so much that this one had to overcompensate for it. And then they had to like merge as one. And we see this a lot within relationships as well. Codependency, we say narcissism. These are very extreme versions of like, I was lacking something and you came to fill it up for me. And now we're learning to heal the cracks and create our own energies. And this is happening within twin flame relationships. Twin flame relationships is one concept that gets a lot of bad flack. I think that there is a divine, I know I'm way on a tangent here, but this is coming up, so I usually just speak from my heart. There is usually there can be a divine connection that is, they say a twin flame is one soul that has advanced in its past life, and it's come as two souls in this life. And to go from, one soul split into two halves. And I believe, through what I've seen, that these two halves are meant to come to two wholes. That's how the universe expands. That's how we expand. I have seen, though, that this is, to think of it so simple like that is a bit of a limited belief. I do believe that sometimes we create our perfect twin flame energy while incarnation because we've veered off our path. I feel sometimes we get so far off that the universe gives us someone that will mirror to us all of our issues so that we can get back on our path. And I do feel that the twin flame energy can move. It's not so 3D based in linear time as we believe it to be. Yes, that's a tangent there. So yes, we are working on the solar plexus right now, and it's so intense. And the energy of the solar plexus is bright yellow. It's the color of the sun. It is glorious. It is source energy. That is where we're being charged up. And I think we're feeling it. We're really, really feeling it. Specifically going through these two portals. There's one coming in at the end of the month here, February 22nd, 2022. That's 6 2s. Huge energetic opportunities happen during those times. It's just how it works on a cosmic level. There's all these forces working together to make these energies so potent that portals really mean that everything is just amplified, and that we have the ability to jump ahead in some area of our life because something will be extremely obvious for us. So the solar plexus, when it is out of balance, experiences the energy of temptation. I have based the chakra systems in the Bible, the 7 deadly sins. I put a little bit slightly different names to them, but I feel there's extreme correlation. When one of the main 7 chakras is completely imbalanced, it becomes one of the 7 deadly sins. If you have one of the 7 deadly sins and you experience them, yes, there's a chance that they could be deadly, because if you experience any of these negative emotions, that means that your chakras are fairly blocked, and that means that the organs around these chakras are going to be feeling that, and on an energetic level, those imbalances can move into a cellular level, and that's when we find a dis-ease, imbalance within the body. And we feel that on a physical level sometimes we're just sensing the energetic imbalance, and you go to the doctor and you try to figure out what's wrong with you. Oh, I have pain in my ovaries, there's got to be something wrong. I have pain in my leg, there's got to be something wrong. And they're like, no, we looked, we can't find it. You are sensing 5D energy. You're just sensing energy. It hasn't moved to the physical. So you have opportunity to clear that energy before anything becomes an ailment. You are just sensing energy. You might be just sensing energy moving through your body. So the energy of temptation is, I find it's almost like the root of all evil a little bit. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. That saying from the Lord's Prayer. It kind of, it makes sense because we were tempted by fear. We were tempted by lust. It kind of plays in. So I think when we cleanse out this energy, we're going to notice everything really accelerates fast, because we're no longer going to have the energy to tempt ourselves back into something that we knew was wrong, that we knew was bad. They say ignorance is bliss. It is truly bliss, but ignorance has to be balanced. Too much ignorance becomes denial. Not enough ignorance ignorance becomes gullibility, right? The ignorance in its balanced form, in its centered form, actually is a bit of bliss. But once you know something, and that you will eventually expand, as you expand, if you hold on to your old belief and the universe is bringing you new information, then ignorance is imbalance and it's become denial. But once you learn something that, okay, this isn't for my highest good, this isn't good for me. Therefore, if I continue to do it, I am condemning myself, right? I'm giving in to temptation because I know this is bad for me. And I want it anyway. In the Bible, they say that they call it gluttony. So eating too much. Obviously, too much of anything is really, I think, the definition of gluttony. So that's the extreme on one side, but on the other side is complete restriction, deprivation. When something is deprived of something that it needs. So we see it in the religions, it's like, or like North America is known for its overconsumption of food, but also there's lots of extremists that like to not eat for 10 days or whatever. I feel like these are just as imbalanced. We think one is better than the other, but they're coming into balance where we nurture our bodies when we use our intuition. That's our intuition sits in our solar plexus. I should have said that, and it says yes, this is great. Yes, this is awesome. That's just intuitively. I am craving an apple. My body is intuitively, guiding me towards an apple or whatever it is, and we use that intuition, and then it's never wrong. It's never wrong. It's like your body might say, maybe we shouldn't eat for it today because it's cleansing out and it's fighting something, and it needs some time and extra energy to process this. It's not going to be so extreme like this and just swing back and forth. It's going to be centered, and we're going to see that balance being made. We are starting to unlock the heart chakra, and I just got the same energy as I got yesterday, and Spirit's kind of like, whoa. I think I can only put so much energy into these videos before Spirit shuts me down. Energy in, energy out. So that will be tomorrow's video about the heart chakra. But for today is the solar plexus chakra, and the energy is on temptation. So you might be feeling extra tempted by things right now. What I've been seeing that you might be experiencing on a personal level is, I feel since the beginning of the year, since 2022 started, you might have been given clear focus as the sacral chakra is really coming into balance. Your creativity, your inspiration is really available for you. As your root chakra comes into balance, your stability, your determination, your ability to persevere is coming into balance as those really resonate within the root chakra. The ability to create something on a foundation that is permanent. So if you've been building a relationship or you've been building a career or something like that, this energy, as we clear the energy of the solar plexus, the energy of temptations coming up, if you have that imbalance within your field, and chances are you do because we have it on a collective level. So it, on some degree, it is available or around. As you begin to clear the energies of temptation, you might be tested by them. I used this analogy the other day, is like, as you clear a chakra, you're actually expanding it to a new dimension. So you might be going from, like, usually we'll start at the lower density. This is the lower self. This is the higher self. So you might be going from 3D in your root chakra to 4D in your root chakra, or 4D in your sacral chakra to 5D in your sacral chakra, or 5D in your solar plexus chakra to 6D in your solar plexus chakra. These are energies that describe a frequency. They're kind of a bit limited when you put such bounds on them like that. Alhowever, I do feel this is what happens when something comes into balance and it awakens. It's like the Chinese, I always say that, Russian stacking dolls. The smaller one is inside, then there's one on top and one on top and one on top. It's like we were that kind of one-dimensional energy in the middle, and then we grew and grew and grew out and out and out. The old one still exists within it, but we've just become connected to the higher frequency outside of it. And it's almost like I've used this before too. A baby in the womb, it's in water. It doesn't know it's in water because that's just its reality. That's where it is. It doesn't know anything else. And then it comes and it's been born, and now it's breathing air, but it still has the water on it from the old frequency, from the old reality. And it has to clean off the water or whatever, the amniotic fluid off of it, because it's come into a new reality. That's what's happening right now in the solar plexus. We're bursting open a kind of a bubble, and that bubble is the water within the womb, and we're in a new reality, and we still have the old water on us. We have to wipe that off. So the old water that we're wiping off is the energy of temptation. Perhaps if you're still maybe just coming into these energies, you might be still wiping off the energies of lust or the energies of fear, and fear and rejection and abandonment. Those are really, really big ones, but I'm sure I'll talk about lots in the future here. So you're having to wipe those off. So what that might look like to you is that you are being tempted. It's like the energy's still stuck to you a bit. It hasn't been fully wiped off yet, so it's still lingering. So if you have been building from this solid foundation because you collapsed your old foundation all the way to the bottom because you realized it was a false floor, false bottom, and you had to fall down to the very bottom, to a rocky pit of despair, to build yourself back up on a true foundation of love, trust, and truth. And now you're building yourself up, and you've been building your relationship, and you've been building your career. Now you've been wiping off the energies of temptation. The energy and temptation might go, oh, what about if you were better off on your own? Maybe your relationship's been a bit rocky right now. We're going through Mars retrograde just starting, and we're in Mercury retrograde, and it's 2-2-2-2, so it's all about twin flame energies being smashed together and being like, no, you can't take any of that with you to your next frequency. You have to shed that here. So they are, within twin flame connections, you are being hammered to look at your shadow and be like, okay, I got to do something about this. You're really being tempted to maybe, throw away that relationship because you see this shiny thing at the corner of your eye. Oh, I'm supposed to be there. That's my twin flame. That definitely could, or maybe probably is, the energy of temptation, just trying to trick you off your path. Or you've got a career and you putting your energy into it, then the universe is like, oh, but what about, or the temptation's like, oh, what about this shiny thing? Maybe you're supposed to do that. And it's like trying to get you to lose your focus. It's like trying to distract you away from what you're doing. And you're like, you're grounded in your root chakra, and you're like, no, thank you. And you close those doors, and you're like, absolutely not. I'm not getting off my path. I am not being distracted by these temptations. I'm following what I know in my heart and my soul. The same place the temptation is shedding from. The soul says, the intuition knows, no. I'm just getting distracted. Shiny thing, no, back on my path. Yes, okay, so I was going to go a little bit more there, but it's tomorrow's video talking about the ego and within relationships right now as the masculine ego starts to surrender itself and how it is being triggered. That is tomorrow's video. So tune in for that. I feel I'm going to leave it here. The message for sure is if you are being distracted or pulled away from what you're doing, that it is the energy of temptation trying to get you to latch on and take it for another ride. And you're saying, no, sorry, I'm done with that. I know what is right for me, and I feel what is right for me, and I am determined My willpower is completely awoken and in balance right now, and I choose to stay focused. Focus and willpower will heal the sacral chakra or solar plexus chakra and listening to your intuition. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.